Good evening, post-university esports fans. Warren JuggleGod Hammond here. Apologies without the camera tonight. Had a little technical issue with it, but we're here. We got the mic, and we got a very exciting game for you tonight. We're going to be taking a look at St. Andrews going up against post-university. Now, both of these teams are currently setting at a at a 1-3 record. So. Whoever takes a loss here, very likely going to be eliminated from playoff contention. So both teams are going to be bringing out all the stops tonight. I'm expecting this to be a very, very exciting match. Tonight, our starting lineup is going to be Jojo, Vero, Mydudesa, Multikel, and Torero. These are names you all know and love. These are players who have been on the post-university Overwatch squad for quite a while now. So we know they've got a lot of synergy. We know they know how to work well together. And we know that they know how to face adversity in this game. So can't wait to see what they're going to bring out here. But, of course, St. Andrews is going to be bringing their A game as well. Right now, we're going through our map ban. So far, we've got Ilios and Busan out of the way. So I wouldn't be surprised if we start things off on Lijiang Tower. That is a fan favorite. It is a player favorite. Everybody loves this when we are talking about the control point maps. And in addition, that map favors a brawl composition, which we know post-university likes to play. So again, very wouldn't be surprised at all if we see that pick if post-university is going to get that map pick. So looks like they're going to go through all of the map bans. Actually, right now I thought they were just going to do yeah, okay, no, they're going to be doing map by map now. So it looks like we're going to get a map choice here relatively soon. But one of these teams again got to improve to 500 on the season. So with just a little time left remaining until the end of the first half of the season, each one of these games counts. Each one of the maps counts at this point. So we're hoping that that Post University going to pull it together tonight. See if they can go to that 500 point. But let's talk about some of the other. Let's talk about some of the other map types that we might see here. Now we're going to see hybrid, of course, and again, very likely that we're going to see see King's Row picked, because that's again it's a comfort pick for just about any Overwatch team you're going to see. Everybody knows how to play King's Row. Everybody knows again how to play Lijiang Tower. So looks like we're going to be headed into Lijiang Tower here momentarily. That has been the pick. So again, likely going to see that brawl composition. We know that Post University, they love their turrets. They love their Symmetra. They love their Torbjorn. So I'm expecting we're going to see one of them come out here tonight. Of course, as well. Talking about the support lineup now. Juno has just been phenomenally powerful since she came out, so would not be surprised to see her paired alongside either an Ana or a Brigitte, most likely, kind of likely depending on what the other team runs out with. So we have made it. We're in Lijiang Tower. Your post-university Eagles gonna be in the red tonight. If you're a St. Andrews fan here watching us, y'all are gonna be in the blue to start things off. And Vero picking up the Baptista to start out. Actually, this backline looking very, very similar in both respects. Multikel on the cast, not surprised there, and Torero on the Mei. And that Mei could be absolutely devastating. If Torero is able to catch out the opposing Reinhardt tonics, then we could see some pretty fantastic plays there. Some pretty fantastic kills. So, both teams going to be squaring off in this high ground. Of course, those fire strikes exchange, those are big ways for both of the Reinhardts to build up their ultimates. Post University is going to yield the high ground because they do have they're staring down a Junkrat, which is a lot of damage, but of course that's only going to make the Junkrat more powerful up here right now. So Multikel going to need to try and find a way to get through some of these shields, get a good angle onto one of the opponents. Right now they're trying to consider which way to go. Do they try and take down the Immortality field? Do they try to take down the Ryan? They're going to get chased by one right now. Tonics with a double fire strike, unable to get the final pick there. Multikel now just trying to back up and probably just reset themselves. Come back with the rest of the team. Jojo's about halfway to their ultimate right now. That could be a big, that could be a fantastic way to push in with that orbital ray. Works very similar, I think, to Kiriko's ultimate, the Kitsune Rush. Except with more sustain. That's going to be a nice move. Shatter comes in. Big fire strike. It's going to do a lot of damage, but Jojo is down. Tonix trying to get a couple more picks here. They're going to be able to do it. Immortality Field comes out. 43% on the board. Vero taking some swings right now. That's going to be post-university going back to spawn. So, pretty dominant showing here so far from the Knights of St. Andrews. Question is going to be, how does post-university respond? A lot of options. Mydudesa going over to the Orisa now. That's going to be a good addition here. Window right here could be very powerful. Could help build. Could just help destroy that Rhine shield. That's going to do it, though, this time with the Blizzard. Immortality Field taken out. Right as Vero is, too. But it's going to be a one-for-one pick. Mydudesa pushing out pretty aggressively. Multikel getting some nice damage in from the high ground. That's going to be post-university taking this possession, and the adjustments seem to have worked. Maybe just Mydudesa going over to the Orisa has helped kind of put a lot of pressure into that Reinhardt shield, because if Ryan can't move with that shield, if Ryan can't close that space, it's going to be very, very difficult for them to find value. Ooh, Vero forced to use their AoE healing. There's an amplification matrix from the opposing Baptiste. Vero still not using theirs. We got a Deadeye coming out from Multikel. Able to get one pick from it. Jojo is down there. Multikel currently trying to decide which way they're going to push. Ooh, Tonix gets a big pick onto Mydudesa now. St. Andrews University trying to push in, but Tonix doesn't have the health to, and the supports don't seem to be anywhere nearby, so Multikel able to just take out that shield. Big pick onto Tonix. That's going to be worth an entire fight win there, practically, for post-university. Jojo's got the orbital ray for this fight, but so does Jog. A lot of times in this game, many of you know who've watched it, it's who hits Q first. Here comes Jojo's. Looks like it's going to be kind of dueling up here on the high ground. That's a big wall, though, coming out. Fortunately, it's not going to work out too terribly well for Post University. 70% on the board. That's going to be a team wipe in favor of St. Andrews. So, 80%, though, that's plenty of time for Post University to get back. But they're going to have to get through this Rip Tower coming out from Clover. That's going to be the name of the game here. Post University needs to find a way to touch point. That's going to be a big tire. 4K coming in. St. Andrews going to be able to secure the point with that pick. Fantastic play. Post University just caught a little bit unawares, but that's a phenomenal play. Got to give credit where credit is due. We go on to submap number 2. So now we're looking at 2 maps where dive could be a lot more doable, for lack of a better word. More high ground here, more opportunities to stage for a dive. Of course, with a dive, dives are very burst-centric kind of compositions. So you need a place to be safe. You need a place to set up. You need a place to stage. Both of these submaps provide that, but Brawl is still the preference for both of these squads. Mydudesa starting off on the Orisa, and I like this. That change seemed to have brought a lot of positive things for Post University. And now we've got Torero on the Pharah. And this is a great pick as well. St. Andrews is going to use one of the favorite tactics of the other post-university squad. They love to get that TP into point, but Torero needs to find an off angle here to try and get a lot of damage in. But right now, just putting some of that into the shield of Tonix. And now we see Torero thinking about dropping in, but they're going to play it safe. This is kind of what you want to do a lot of times when you're looking for a composition that's going to kind of surround the point. Torero gets a little bit more health. Now trying to put in some big damage onto Clover. Almost takes them out, but it's going to be forced out. Going to be poked out. Instead, Mydudesa with a pick. And now Jojo trying to keep their teammates alive. This is big. Post University played this perfectly. They played patient, good Overwatch here, and they have been rewarded for it. Sure, they let St. Andrews University get the point first, but they won the fight, and a lot of times that's what you need to do. Post University took their time, they made sure they had the angles they wanted, and then once they got the pick, just from kind of poking at the point, they pushed in and were able to take the W. Torero throwing in some nice rockets here, and in fact is very close to their barrage. So, yeah, Torero actually taking a moment to, dive behind. Pushing in now, very close once again to this barrage. Likely going to be coming out here relatively soon. Oh, that's going to be a big pick, though, for Tonix. Taking out Mydudesa. Point does flip over, but 2 picks in favor. Oh, nope, of SAU. So, yeah, Torero's just going to reset with the rest of their squad. So, Grand Post University, what they likely want to do here is make a lot of noise main and let Torero find kind of a way to come in from the side. They also need to be worried about Soda because Soda does have that rail and it looks like they're saving it for the Pharah. Anytime they see Torero peek around that corner, they're looking to take them out, but that's going to be a nice headshot from Clover. Actually, no, body shot looks like. The Storm Arrows. Clover actually thinking about jumping over the top here. Get some damage in onto Multikel as well. Mydudesa going down very, very low. Oh, and Vero just a split second too late with that immortality. That's going to be 60-70% on the board for St. Andrews. So now Post University needs to find a way to push through onto point. Wouldn't be surprised if we started out here with this amplification matrix, but they also need to watch out for this shatter. That could be absolutely devastating. Here comes Tonic, though. They go right by that front line. Jojo is out, but rest of Post University starting to take the point. It looks like SEU is just going to give it up, even though it was just 1 pick. So great positioning there, honestly, from Post University to really force them out of that spot. So SEU starting to come back in. They've got 5 ultimates. Post University needs to make sure. Oh, this is going to be a big Terra Surge potentially coming out from Mydudesa. They're able to find actually nothing with it this time, but here comes a bomb to try and help. Multikel throws it in. Mydudesa goes down. But Post University getting a lot of percentage here, and Bob is still on point. Oh, still contesting. This is fantastic. The more they can get here, the better. In fact, they're able to get 1 exit pick. So, Post University needs to find a way to touch here. That's probably going to be on Mydudesa, but that's a fantastic Dragon Strike to just try and zone everybody from Post University out. Looks like that's going to be what does it. And St. Andrews is going to go up 1-0 tonight. So this has to be this 4K tire. Yeah, Clover just played this thing perfectly. And like some of those tactical shooters, you got to make sure you check in your corners. Post University and things like that are going to happen to you. Again, fantastic play coming out from that squad. So we're going to take a moment here and see where the teams want to go next. And I think Post University is still kind of experimenting with what works, but I think the Orisa change was nice. I'm not as convinced on the Pharah necessarily because it took a lot of time for Torero to get set up. And I think that was... to me, that looked like one of the biggest problems with that last sub-map, and a lot of that had to do with Soda, I think, trying to just zone them out. Actually, both of the DPS zoning out the Pharah, so... Might need to look for something else. Moving on to this next map. As to what it is, we will find out soon. Post University does have the Immortality field too right now with, I believe it was Vero on the Baptiste. And while that is nice, I would maybe like to see a defensive ultimate as well. Looks like St. Andrews University has a lot of big burst kind of ultimates right now that, even though Shatter isn't necessarily a burst ultimate, it does lay everybody down, and then a couple Fire Strikes will knock out just about anybody. So with ultimates like that, right, that can really just win a fight, might be worth considering maybe a Zenyatta, maybe a Brigitte, something like that. First ban has come in now For a hybrid choice, it's going to be Midtown. Midtown, I do think, is a really nice point for Orisa as well, so that's a pretty good ban, I think, from SAU. Like that pick. So, does Post University double down right now on the Brawl, or do they decide to try something else? Do they, look for a map that's maybe a little bit more amenable to poke? Do they go dive? Looks like Eichenwald got the ban as well, and that's a map with a lot of high ground, so that says to me that Post University wants to kind of double down on this Brawl composition, because Eichenwald just has so much high ground on second point, even some on first too, honestly, and that could become pretty problematic if you got a good Winston, if you got a good Diva. And a lot of times as well, when you're looking at how a control map goes versus a hybrid, sometimes there's a correlation as to which team is going to win, but a lot of times there's not too, because control maps play a lot differently. They're going to be a lot more deathmatchy, whereas something like hybrid, there's got to be, I think, just more game sense involved, or a different kind of game sense that's more relatable to the other kinds of maps that we're going to see in Overwatch. But the pick is in. We're going to be going to Hollywood, which is a map with a lot of high ground. So, and this was Post University's pick as well, so we might see now a dive composition come out here. When we get back into the game as well, Post University going to be in the blue this time around. So going to be attacking first. So they're going to have the opportunity to kind of draw the line in the sand. Oh, take that back. Take that back. Nope. Post University going to be defending first, which is honestly kind of nice. I typically prefer to defend first in situations like this, because then you can go into your attacking side with a lot more knowledge. You know what the enemy team is favoring on this map. You also know where the line in the sand is, where that finish line is, and that can inform your picks to a pretty big degree. You can make a lot of good decisions kind of based on that. And I think that's what we're going to be looking for here from Post University, seeing how they play that counter pick game.
Ready for battle.
Yeah, this is what I was thinking we might see. Mydudesa going to the Diva, which I love. Mydudesa's got a very strong Diva, and Diva is one of the most versatile dive tanks right now, because she's got the defense matrix, so she can, in a lot of ways, maybe not necessarily hold the front line, but at a distance, right? In addition, huge burst damage with those shotguns, and with the micro missiles. Of course, railings, the natural enemy of any dive hero. Got to get rid of every single one of them. My dude, so there's one to your right still. It's a tiny one. But Tonix is going to be using the Winston. This matchup is definitely going to favor Post University here. Winston does have a little more different distance now. But yeah, one-on-one, this is going to favor the Diva. But that is a huge anti-nade. Forces Mydudesa off the high ground. Vero comes in with an anti-nade of her own, though. And now Mydudesa trying to hold on to this high ground right now, but is going to be forced off out of mech as well. Now just trying to stay alive. Massive anti-nade coming out from Merxa. And that is going to be the first point, going pretty quickly over to SAU. Post University really gonna need to watch out for those nades. Mydudesa might need to save their defense matrix for them, because honestly, I think that Merxa single-handedly won that last fight, won that point for SAU. So like, Clover doesn't have their deflect anymore, which is why they backed off, but they're going to be back into the fray now. Looking to just build that blade, which is about 90% of the way there. Tonics are getting close to their primal too, but not going to be pretty close to it anymore. Big deflect coming out from Clover right there. But Post University is able to hold right here. Because really not much of an opportunity to push. Jojo going over to help the rest of the team. Forced to back up. Uses Suzu to make sure that Mydudesa stays up. Now Post University needs to take that high ground once again. But now, yeah, Tonix does have the Primal Rage. Clover finds Multikel. Soda gets another pick as well, so Post University gonna need to back up at this point. Kar's already made a pretty good amount of progress here, so Post, I think, just needs to die as quick as they can and regroup. That way they get a second fight here on point, on card. Ooh, we're gonna see the self-destruct come in, though. Oh, Mydudesa not quite able to get back into the mech. Multikel now trying to make something happen here. They do have a pulse bomb ready to go. To be able to find anybody with it. Oh, they do get the stick onto the Winston. Just a sliver of health left. Multikel does have the recall, so they get about half of that HP back, but they're getting kind of peppered by the Genji, but Post University pushes them back, gets a little bit of breathing room, and now it's going to let the rest of the team kind of catch up and stabilize. So now the name of the game, yeah, going to be take that high ground, hold that high ground, and prevent SEU from having an opportunity at the stage. Oh, Torreira gets one. Are they going to be able to get out of it? They are, as a matter of fact, staying alive. Post University going to get to hold on to both support ultimates, which will be nice. They're going to need it, I think, once we see Clover come out with this blade. And looking like an Nano Blade as well. Tonix is actually swapped over now to the D.Va as well. Going to go head-to-head. I think kind of as a response to all that damage coming. Yeah, here comes that blade from Clover. You can see Vero just trying to back up. Post University actually just trying to stay at a distance, but Clover's able to catch up to him. Mydudesa finds one, so Post University only down one at this point. Vero continuing to back up here and just give space. So finds another one, but Post University going to be forced to back up here. They're going to have another opportunity, I think, to contest this, but it might be at kind of a stagger. Ooh, and Torreira going over to the Mei as well. Definitely looking to stall things out. That's what this pick says right here, but they're going to have to try. Yeah, absolutely perfectly done. Big pick right off the bat, but Jog finds two, plus gets that orbital ray out. Only one support left for Post University. They're doing everything they can. Mydudesa unable to stay alive for too terribly long. But 3.5 minutes now. Post University needs to try and burn off the clock here. So on two ultimates. Ooh, Clover on the Widowmaker now. That's going to cause some problems. Mydudesa's going to have to see if they can find a way. Big potential bomb coming in. Not going to find anything this time around. But now, yeah, here comes that pressure on the Widowmaker, forcing them out, buying some pace for Post University. So now we can see the rest of the squad has been able to kind of push forward. But here comes the self-destruct. Seems like they get caught out by it. Not this time around. That's fantastic. But Vero is going to fall. Jojo now, it's going to be up to her to keep the rest of the team alive over the course of the next few moments. Mydudesa finds one, but it is going to be trade. So Post University still down one, but they're doing a great job of holding on to point. Torreira understands the assignment, is on the point. Here comes a Blizzard as well. Not going to be eaten. Nice wall as well to try and isolate the D.Va. It's gone down pretty low. Big damage coming into that Mei, or rather onto that Anna, but it's not going to be enough to quite get the kill. Torreira does eventually go down, but that's going to be almost a minute and a half burnt off the clock by Post University, and that was at a losing fight right there. But now, SEU is able to take a lot of space here. Multikel has gone over, trying to match SAU with the Sojourn. Ooh, Clover now got their eyes set on Multikel. Putting a lot of pressure in. Multikel's close to the distance, so that's going to make it a little bit better for him. Vero now with the Orbital Ray pushing forward with the rest of the team. Another self-destruct from Tonix. Mydudesa does find Clover. Huge hold here from Post University. This is exactly what we need to see, but gonna have to do it at least 2 more times, maybe 3. Mydudesa does have the self-destruct as well, so that could be a pretty nice zoning ultimate if it looks like SEU's going to push forward. Big Kitsune rush, though. That's going to buy some time right there. And Soda not going to be able to stay with their life as they try to push in. Another big wall coming out from Torero. Those are really starting to find their mark. Post University has done it. That's 1 fight down. And 30 seconds as well, so this could very easily be 2 more fights here instead of just 1. Especially considering SAU was able to regroup relatively quickly, too. They're going to be coming in with the Orbital Ray, so that's going to be difficult to deal with. Torero needs to find a Blizzard here. Once again, needs to make sure they stay alive. Yeah, here comes that Orbital Ray now. Vero is forced to back up. Here's that Blizzard. Are they going to be able to get anybody with it? Yeah, 1 goes down. Make it 2. Both supports, as a matter of fact. Mydudesa now going to be able to get that self-destruct off. Is it going to find anybody this time? No, it doesn't, but they're able to get back into the mech. That's exactly what they needed right here. They weren't able to get the remech last time, but they found it this time around. Multikel now, once again, has their ultimate. 10 seconds left to go. They're still going to have to contest this point. This is going to be another full fight here. Tonix going to be the #1 person they want to try and take out here. Ooh, the rail just goes a little bit wide. Here comes a self-destruct. Are they going to be able to hide from it? Torero goes down, but Tonix is as well. It's a 1-for-1 trade, and that's going to favor Post University here because of just how close the spawn is. Mydudesa needs to find a way to push everybody off guard. Vero's going to get this Orbital Ray here. They're likely going to use it almost immediately. Get a little extra healing in, a little extra damage. That's going to be perfectly placed, perfectly played. Here comes the Orbital Ray. It's going to keep everybody alive. Last moment tactical visor to see if they can make something happen. Tonix is now onto the Wrecking Ball. Mydudesa has to get out of the mech. Oh, here comes another Kitsune rush. Huge play by Mydudesa and Jojo to get these last few picks. Mydudesa continuing to put the pressure on. SAU does not want to give this up, but Post University going to have the self-destruct momentarily. They get it. They get it on. Coming out of the mech, they find the kill. Post University going to be able to hold at the 11th hour.
Score 0-2. Switching sides. Initiating match.
Post University needs a full cap here, or just about, in order to bring the series at 1 apiece. And a reminder, while they, whoever takes the loss here tonight technically won't be out of the running for playoffs. It's likely that that is going to be the case. So, Post University definitely pulled out all the stops there. They figured out a fantastic way to make those stops. So what is the plan going to be for SAU? SAU definitely has a lot of very strong long-range hit scan. So anything that Post University can do to kind of like close that difference, I think is going to be a pretty solid play.
It's about to get real. It's about to get real.
And definitely Mydudesa can do that on the Diva. As can Torero if Torero keeps this Genji. Definitely a look that can work here.
4, 3, 2, 1.
So the name of the game for Torero is going to be build the blade, build the blade, build the blade. They're going to likely do that by poking until they see an opportunity for a kill. Once they see that opportunity for a kill, we're going to see Torero jump in. Nice dynamite coming out there from Soda. Yep, here comes Multikel right up top, trying to get that space, but they're going to be forced off. Torero is going to have a hard time here, though, with Tonic. So Mydudesa definitely needs to try and keep them away. And we can see that SAU trying to take this high ground again, but Mydudesa gonna contest them every single time. They're gonna get them to give it up as well. Soda's down. Post University able to move in now, and we can see that Torero goes down, but Post University might be able to find another pick here. Some nice pressure onto the back line, but they need to find the rest of the kills now. We need to see that focus fire because SAU seems to have regrouped at this point. But Tonix is down. Clover with just a sliver of health as well. Definitely a big opportunity for Post University to move in here. And already Mydudesa has the self-destruct. They're going to get picked off, but it's likely not going to matter here. Post University gets this first point just about as fast as SAU. So things are looking good. Things are looking up. Multikel getting that rail built up. I mean, looking for a way to get up top here. Yeah, they're going to follow the rest of their squad. Ooh, actually, it looks like it's going to be a lot of pressure coming onto the Winston, but it's not going to work out for them. So that's going to be a nice nice stall here for SAU. They're going to come away with this fight when right here. Yeah, we can see Torero continuing to just kind of poke from the back line, but fortunately for Torero, that ultimate isn't getting built too terribly quickly, so might need to consider that, but at the moment at least, doesn't seem to matter, because if they can build up the ultimate and the rest of Post University is able to just keep winning fights here, then when it's time, you've got a Blade out that can do a lot of damage, that can single-handedly turn a fight. Probably going to see this Kitsune Rush come out, I would imagine, first from Jojo. Yeah, here comes the attack from Tonix. It's a huge anti-nade, though. Great heads-up play from Merxa to see, like, okay, cool. That Suzu's gone. Now's the time to make the play. So that's a couple fights in a row here that SAU has taken. It's going to be a pretty decent stagger as well for them. But Torero has the Blade. So, big question is, how do they get set up for it? They're going to need that high ground, likely. Ooh, and Clover with a nice headshot onto Multikel. It's going to force Post University back just a little bit. SU has a nice hold on this high ground as well. Actually, it's going to be about 5 ults on the board. Here comes the Nano Winston, though. That's definitely going to be a problem for Torero. Actually, no, the Nano went onto Clover. They're going to be very close to another Blade because of that Nano. Or, not another Blade, but another ultimate. Yeah, and we're likely going to see the Blade come out. Ooh, no, they got hit by some dynamite, so they're forced down. And here it comes. Going to be able to slice through 1, make it 2. Oh, no, the sleep is out. Can they drop down and find the Ana? They're thinking about continuing to push, but instead, probably going to need to fall back. So Winston almost gets them a great dash away. Mydudesa holding this front line pretty aggressively. Multikel needs to find a way to get into position now, take some high ground for their ultimate too. But we can already see that Clover kind of has theirs. Here comes a Bob as well. It's going to cause some problems, but Clover is down. It's a 1-for-1 trade here. Ooh, but Tonix able to find Jojo. Definitely going to slow down Post University. 2 minutes on the clock. But Post University is making steady progress now. They've been able to push this card a little bit further. Ooh, can Juna get away? Not quite. So that's a pretty big stagger for SAU. It's going to be good for another 10 seconds or so. Post University needs to be aware of this Primal as well, as does Multikel. Because they could very easily kind of get primaled away with their ultimate and then just not find value from it. When Multikel going to be forced out. Thought the Mega was going to be there, but Tonix had dropped down just before that. Minute and a half left to go here. And SAU is doing just a fantastic job of preventing Post University from staging at all. Which really is what needs to happen here. Post University's going to find value. They're going to need to stage. Ooh.
That feels much better. 60 seconds.
My dudes are right now trying to get back into their mech as well. This is another great move by SAU, right? A lot of times you'll see players, teams, they'll just try to take out the Clover coming in. Once again, pretty clutch for SAU. 30 seconds left to go here. Self-destruct doesn't find anybody, and Clover is down. So now Jojo and Vero. These ultimates need to be big. Anticipating Jojo starting out with a Kitsune rush. Even if it's just to get to point, even if it's just to try and sustain and maintain on point, it's going to be very, very important for them. Actually going to start out with the Orbital Ray instead. That's going to give them more protection as they try and move to point. Jog is down. Here comes Tonix. They do, once again, have that Primal. We're probably going to see it. They're probably going to try and knock people off point. So, Post University going to have to do a really good job of just staying on point, making sure that when somebody gets pushed off, another person takes it. But Tonix is down. Another big anti-nade coming in from Merxa, who just seems to have Post University's number with those nades. Ferrer does find Soda. They're going to commit the Bob as well. They're going to see if they can just kind of stuff the choke here. Keep everybody at bay from SAU, get a minute and a half on the clock, and have a shot at evening up this series. Ooh, and we get the swap to Doomfist too. Tonix seems to have a pretty deep tank pull. Especially as far as the dive tanks are concerned. We have seen Tonix play every single dive tank so far tonight. Which, that is impressive. Gonna go back to the Winston, not surprised at that. They seem to really like it. Mydudesa trying to keep Tonix at bay here. That's going to be a nice shot right there. Got the rail charged up. Ooh, Multikel almost gets the rail there, but that's going to clear the point for a moment and allow Post University to get a little space. Vero just about has another orbital ray. That should be online soon. Probably going to see it used pretty quickly. Yep, there it comes immediately, as a matter of fact. So, Post University pushing in pretty aggressively, but that's going to be a nano bob. That could be a pretty big problem, as Post University going to need to try and stay alive, stay healed, but Multikel goes down. Bob finds another 19 seconds left to go, but Torero gets one, or rather Mydudesa finds the tank, but Jog gets one off of their own orbital ray. So now Mydudesa tries to stay on point, but they don't have the self-destruct to get back in. 3 seconds left to go. We just need a touch here from Vero. Can they make it? Not quite. And SAU puts themselves on match point. Yeah, DPS have really been shining here tonight for... Wow! Yeah, Clover's got some scary aim. Clover has some scary aim. All right, well, we're going to throw to a short break here, everybody. Be right back. Don't go anywhere. We're going to have map number 3 very soon. Hello everybody and welcome back. Map number 3 is on the way. Currently Post University trailing St. Andrews 0-2. There's a match point for St. Andrews. They're going to try and get it done, but Post University has chosen New Queen Street. It's a place they think they can turn it around. They can start the reverse sweep. So, to Toronto we go. You know, this is actually the very first time that I noticed that this hockey player is an Omnic. Playing for the Maple Leafs, too, it would appear. Love seeing the snow starting. It's just about that time of year. I get excited when I see the snow. When it gets colder, the air becomes crisp. See what these teams are thinking. It's going to be Post University in the blue once again. Ooh. And both squads actually considering bringing out the queen tonight. The Junker Queen herself.
5, 4, 3.
So these fights are going to get nasty. These fights are going to get brutal. Going to be very high damage. Going to be very deathmatch-like. Post University going to try and take this high ground first. Shout. Going to be used to gain some space. Going to force out the deflect. Ooh, Torero on the low ground, though. Looks like they're getting chased by the JQ, but putting a lot of pressure on them. They're going to be able to get the kill. They followed up with another onto the Genji. Multikel is down. But it's going to be one-player advantage here for Post University. So going to get that bot moving, and the rest of SAU scatters to the wind. So, great first fight win here for Post University. Just the kind of momentum they need to build here tonight. Trevor and Vero leading the way with the ult charge. Clover, of course, has a lot because Clover hits shots. That's what Clover does. Ooh, Trevor trying to find a head with one of those icicles, too. Give Clover a little brain freeze, but they're not going to be able to do it. Forced to go into the ice block almost immediately. Gets a big wall in the way, but they're getting peppered from behind. That's Clover. They left them back there. They only pushed them out momentarily, not for very long. Jojo goes down as well to Clover, and now Multikel falls too. So if you leave Clover to do Clover things, Clover's going to do Clover things. Silver lining here for Post University. Got it 40 meters. They get that first push, which is good for 2 to 3 fights. It's actually kind of wild how many fights it is worth just simply winning that first one. Plus, Clover doesn't have their ultimate for this fight, which is another big thing. Torero has built theirs, so going to be looking at that as kind of the win condition here. There's not really anything they could do about it either. If Torero gets it in a good spot, then it's going to be problematic for them. Ooh, they get the wall out. They think about using it to get someone off, but huge headshots coming in from the DPS. And now the chase starts, seeing if they can get those staggers. Torero forced into the block again, but gets the wall behind Soda. Now Jojo's going to have her orbital ray too. Multikel has the Deadeye too. Not necessarily a fight-winning ultimate, could definitely be used for zoning. Could be enough to get this extra little bit, but that's going to be a nice rampage coming out from the JQ. Clover, in the midst of the chaos, uses that to find a kill, but a big Deadeye from Multikel gets it. They force out the orbital ray as well, but Soda finds two. This isn't over yet. Torero trying everything they can to go into the ice block to stay alive. See what else can be done. There's nothing but to head back to spawn. Post University still 20 meters ahead. Clover's going to have their ultimate fairly soon, so we're going to want to see this orbital ray from Jojo, I think, pretty quickly. See if they can get it out before we see the Kitsune rush. Yeah, here comes that Kitsune rush. So Post University backing up here. The mortality field is down. A lot of damage coming in. Clover not going to get anything with it this time, which is unusual. But they're still in the fight. That doesn't necessarily mean anything. But Multikel and Mydudesa combined for a kill. Torreira's out of the picture. But bot is back under Post University's control. And Post University looks like they have some newfound confidence now that they're here on New Queen Street. Clearly a map that they have practiced a bit. And this is a fantastic look from Mydudesa as well on the JQ. Jojo still has the orbital ray for this fight, which is fantastic. Tonic has gone over to the battle cattle. We got an Orisa in the mix now. That is going to cause some problems, I believe, for Mydudesa. But with this orbital ray coming in, everybody's able to push forward pretty aggressively. Tonix goes down, but big damage coming in, too. That's going to be a shot from Soda to find Jojo. But Post University gets that first checkpoint. Clover going to be traded for Multikel. Soda has the high ground. Sure, tries to get up there, but unable to do so. Ooh, this could be a pretty big push here coming out from SAU. Mydudesa pulls in the JQ, but Post University going to have to reset. And this is just wild. I mean, have you seen how it's just been 20 meters, right? Post University, they've traded back and forth several times with SAU, but that 20-meter difference has been maintained, and that is that strength of that first fight win. It's now 3 ultimates online here. Mydudesa going to start out with a rampage. Doesn't look like they find anything, but Multikel gets a pick. Bot's getting very, very close. They do find the checkpoint, but now it's going to be paused for a moment. Tonix uses the Fortify. Soda's doing a great job of maintaining this high ground. And as well, SAU has... Oh, what a knife. What a knife from Mydudesa. SAU is also holding on to a lot of ultimates at this point. Post-University needs to be aware, but they've been doing a great job of rotating their ultimates, and I think that's been very important. Vero's got a nice position here, especially for a window, considering if Torreira could come up and use it. But with the bot going around this corner, Vera is going to have to find a different spot. Now that puts him in the sidelines of Soda. It's going to be 3 ultimates coming out. Multikel looking for something with his Deadeye. Can they stay alive through it? They can. They're going to be forced to dive back as Mydudesa falls. Clover finds one. Ooh. Post University falls back, but now little bit has been made up this time around by SAU. They've been able to kind of close about 10 meters at this point. That's a nice angle coming out from Soda as well, to really kind of keep the pressure on and get some staggers. This is devastating. Post University might lose the lead right here, but there's 3 minutes left to go, so Post University has time. But we might need to see another adjustment coming out because this Orisa seems to have given a lot more staying power. Orisa can kind of hold on to that point a little bit better at times than the JQ. JQ does have the damage advantage, but if you don't get in there and get that pick quickly, Orisa, a lot of times, going to be able to out-sustain you, and that's, I think, what we've seen. So, early... Oh, the Immortality Field wasn't quite in time. Here comes the Terra Surge as well. Doesn't catch anybody, but it might not matter because several picks coming in. 100 meters has been attained by SAU, and that's going to be tough for Post University. Yeah, big swap here. Love seeing Mydudesa go over to the Zarya. And in fact, we're going to see SAU back off just a little bit. That's going to be great because Post University is going to get this high ground now to use. And again, I want to see Vero get this amplification matrix out because it's going to be big. That's going to be very, very helpful to the team generating the rest of their ultimates, especially Mydudesa. If they can get that grab online, big Immortality Field coming out from Vero. Not going to be able to use that window too terribly much. They're going to be able to keep Mydudesa alive, though, and that's worth a lot right there. Torreira taking a bit of damage from Tonix, who is kind of on the back line, and now we've got a flanking Clover trying to get some things done, but Multikel says no, puts a stop to those shenanigans, and now Tonix caught out in a bad place. Post University has the bot again, and not a moment too soon. Ooh, Tonix immediately making the swap over to the Ramatra. And able to keep that high charge as well. That is huge for Mydudesa. Here comes the ultimate for Post University, but they're going to be taken down. 55 seconds left to go here. Huge pick onto the tank, but Mydudesa goes down as well, so that's one player advantage to SAU. Going to be forced off, forced back. Can the rest of Post get out with their lives? Looks like they will, in fact, be able to. This tac virus is going to be the big thing that Post University has to deal with. Multikel goes down very, very low immediately. An early pick right here could be devastating to Post University's chances of staying in this series. Again, they are fighting for playoff contention. It is not a foregone conclusion that whoever loses will not be in the playoffs, but it is going to become much, much less likely that they're going to be able to make it there. The bot back under Post University's control. Here comes an orbital strike now. Mydudesa coming in. Here's an orbital strike as well from Jojo. They're able to get something going. Here's the Graviton Surge now. That's a big pick. That is just one, though. They need to get the rest. They almost had it, but Clover has gone off to the side. Torero finds them. This time with a rail of their own. Tonix trying to do everything they can to punch through here, but the damage is too great. Post University is doing too much to stay alive. That's going to be a lot of nice charge there from Mydudesa. And now SAU backs up. Overtime is here. Post University going to need to win 2 to 3 fights here to stay in this series, to stay alive. And they're down ultimates. Clover has theirs as well. Clover has been a thorn Post University side this entire night, this entire game. They're going to have to try and survive it. Here it comes, though. The rails have started flying. Immortality Field has to be used almost immediately. Vero is down. That's going to be a huge pick for SAU. Mydudesa falls as well, but they're able to get Fog. Can Post University find the picks they need? Oh, it's now time for the Ramatra ult too. It's going to kick everybody off point, and SAU takes it in 3. Good showing tonight from Post University, but just not quite able to get it done. And a big reason was honestly this DPS line from SAU. I mean, just phenomenal play from that squad. Phenomenal play from both of them here tonight. And don't worry, there's going to be more great Overwatch to come. The season isn't over yet. In fact, we were only at the we aren't even to the halfway mark for the year. I'm going to guess this year isn't 2024 is wrapping up, but the school year, the year that we care about here at Post University, will be going on through the spring. So congratulations, SAU. Your playoff hope still very much alive. Post University, while you may not be out of it yet, it's looking a little rough. But if you're a fan in chat, give them some love. We're going to be following them throughout the rest of the season, regardless. So we love our Post University Eagles. So thank you all for tuning in tonight. Thank you once again, Post University. Excited to be back on the mic for this crew. It's been just an unfortunate set of circumstances. Hadn't been able to cast for you all yet this season, but I'm here now, and we're going to see more of you. So thank you all so much for tuning in. Congratulations, SAU, and keep up the good work, Post. GG's, and see you next time.